Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to SY against ZZ with a very special co-caster today. Top 20 players in Germany, several times making it out of the group stage, out of RTS League, Microgod, and responsible for all the strategies on Cross, JD Grossrocks, and Migration for Germany A. It is NC Pedro.
Hey.
So, how excited are you? SY against CZ, especially because it will be played on 3v3 here.
Oh, it will be played 3v3? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were even allowed to.
They aren't, but they asked and everyone confirmed, and yeah. So I believe they will even play every of their group stage matches as 3v3.
The Czech guys or who?
Yes, the Czech guys indeed.
Oh, okay. That should be good for them, I think. I don't know which three of them are going to play, but yeah, sounds good for them.
Yeah, I believe Arrow, Skull, Yannick, most likely, right?
Yeah, that's if those three play, then 3v3 is definitely better for them than 4v4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be a very interesting game then.
Yeah, the thing is, what are the TIF choices? That obviously changes heavily now. Or actually, it's the same like in Silver League then, right?
Yeah, it should. I'm not sure if... I think Chinese are stronger in 4v4 than in 3v3.
I believe so as well, yeah.
And same goes for Spanish. So I don't know if those are still go-to tips.
Okay, yeah. I thought the Chinese players, but yeah, Chinese are the civilization as well. Yeah, that's true.
Both is true.
Yeah. Who's the co-caster? Should have been there when I did the intro, or you write co-caster. And okay, so what are we expecting? Are we expecting a lot of like Aztecs, Hunts, and
yeah, I think if I were the Czech guys, I'd definitely try Aztecs.
Yeah.
It's a little bit risky because you still can end up in the pocket, and yeah, I don't think then you're in a good spot. But yeah, if you're the underdog, always be willing to take some risks. On the other hand, I don't know if SY should go for Aztecs.
Oh, and something I just saw, the Czech guys are in our TeamSpeak, and Yannick just joined, so he certainly did not have any warm-up games, and they didn't prepare any strategies, at least not before they played today. And it's a very untypical time. It's 3 p.m. in Europe to schedule games during the week.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I was checking the TeamSpeak too. Arrow was there like forever alone, so yeah, I don't think they had a lot of time to speak through what they want to do, unless they were prepared like yesterday or someone else somewhere else.
Okay, so what do you think would be a good home map choice for Czech?
Yeah, I would say anything that's like a bit out of the ordinary, maybe. Okay. So something like Chaos Pit, Decentering. At least that's what I would pick.
And even those maps are picked quite often now, so that's not too much out of the ordinary anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think it's tough against SY. They're really strong on many maps. On the other hand, we saw them struggle on Migration against even Germany B, so maybe that would be a good pick.
Germany B! Yeah.
That might be a good pick because, yeah, I know the Czech guys and you too, they always have been strong on Migration too, or on water maps in general.
We completely forgot.
Islands also could be a pick.
Most likely they will pick Arena.
Yeah, Arena.
Yeah, I think so. Let's go to home map on RTS League, right?
Yeah, they pick different, but they pick Arena quite often, that's true. On the other hand, in RTS League, often other guys like Ovenka or Mango play, and I think they lean to Arena even more.
Yeah.
So I think Skal and Yannick are not like the traditional Arena player. So I think we could see like Islands or Migra. Yeah.
Migration is absolutely
also stating in the chat.
Okay, sweet stuff. Then speculate 20 seconds. And we will see against Jay, they picked Arabia as a home map in RTS League. I will say chat off, and we have interesting tip choices here. Jumping into this game, SY against ZZ. We have Yo playing the flanks with Chinese. The pocket will be Paladin with Aztecs, so maybe we can see a restart. China number 2 is playing the Hans. The other flank is Arrow. Pocket is Skull, Aztecs, and Hans for Yannick. What do you think about the tip choices here, NC Pedro?
It's interesting. The Czechs went for Brits. I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, I like it. It's like another kind of risky choice because they're kind of weak at the pocket but strong on the flank. So if you have good positions, you already are in a little advantage. But yeah, in 3v3, I like the pick.
And ZZ probably knowing that they will play 3v3 made up their mind quite early on what they want to pick. And as you said, indeed, Paladin trying to go for an early lane here without finding too much. And yeah, having a nice deer spot here back at home. And yeah, we will see how they will play it out. I believe they will be a bit more prepared, but I also believe that it's very likely, since both teams have Aztecs pocket, that a restart might be called here.
Yeah, on the other hand, I think most of them are already know against who they are, I think.
Well, no, exactly, that's the misconception here. Yannick instantly sees the Eagle Warrior of Paladin, kind of, implying true. That he could be against Aztecs as a flank. He always keeping his scout at home. Is that maybe?
Well, at least China should know that the enemy has Aztec pocket too. So they shouldn't call a re from that perspective.
Yeah, let's see. And Paladin going for the lame here, maybe could even go for the double lame. And it's only going for one, but that's totally reasonable. We will see. 4 on wood here for Yannick, so no early scouts against. Yeah, he doesn't even know who he is against. And China number 2, look at that. 2 on wood only. And 1 crazy villager.
Yeah, he's sending more now. Maybe he wanted to saturate his board or something.
And?
Yeah, I think to mention that both flanks have really long distance.
Yeah, especially purple to red is very long here. And yeah, we are going into this game, no shot called. And yeah, blue against green, quite reasonable as well. The big question is, how will the pockets fade out? And I can see Skull with only 3 on wood. Is that any indicator for strategy here? Especially if we compare to Paladin, who is sending 5 on wood.
Yeah, if he doesn't send someone fast, that looks like some feudal aggression.
Yeah, second ball coming up as well. Had pop 15, more on the faster side, I would say.
Yeah. Yo, on the other hand, should be really fine as Chinese flank. He got 3 boars and I think maybe some extra sheep. He has so many.
Yeah, looks like it. 6 extra here. And let me take a look. Paladin still not finding all of his. And Yannick, how could he miss those 2? Oh no, he sees them. Just trying to lure deer first. Or push deer. I think you should always say push deer, because you're not luring it, you're pushing it. Correct! Okay, error, nice mill as well. Pretty exposed in the long run, but for now, pretty short distance to go over, and Yannick, as you can see, is now trying to wall some and getting some more damage against Yo's scout. Question: did they maybe even get 4 boars for Yo? Because Yo loses a lot of HP. No,
I checked earlier. He had one.
Okay, okay.
Had one.
Yeah, I can see it in the GC now as well. Yeah, okay, makes sense. And Yannick, I believe, with the heavy focus on the deer and sheep, might even be able to click up nonetheless. We'll go for Loom, and then we'll see.
And I think, I'm not sure if Skull changed his mind now. It looked like he was going to go fast fuel, and now he added quite a few wills on wood. So maybe now they discovered that the enemies indeed have Aztec's pocket and not as a flank, as they earlier thought.
And Yannick with one more last still. Yeah. So clicking up at 10, 19 here, pop 22, pretty solid start nonetheless, but yeah, if you got one deer, the only problem is that you have way less sheep, but the rest is totally fine for you as well. And Yannick walling himself on a very small arena, I would say, very small area here, but has a nice defensive gold, reasonable wood. I think it will be easily defended.
Not sure what Skull is up to. He clicked up with pop 24 now. It doesn't really look like a flush build, but
maybe see a sling.
I don't think he can go FC with that amount of farms and food.
He's very late on gold as well. Maybe it's just debating being up early and then still going for fast castle. Just scaring your enemies. Hashtag mind games. Same time, Yo now coming with his Chinese rush. Let's see how he tries to play it out. Some quick walls by Yannick, and is doing quite a reasonable job and gets one arrow in. Militia going down to 28 HP. And another volley. So that was okay-ish, I would say. Trying to fight it down with villagers now. Sable coming up from behind, losing a lot of HP on his main scout though.
Yeah, Yannick has really nice walls. If he would have made that palisade at the berries a little bit earlier, he would have been perfectly safe against the Drush.
Yeah. Trying to follow away with his scout now. Channel number 2. Drushing as well against Arrow here, building his first and second archery range. Summer walling coming up, and seems like Arrow could be fine here. Both the flanks playing the Drush FC of China.
And looks like Paladin is also just going for a boom.
Yeah, one of the later times.
Famous Skull. Not sure about that wheelbarrow. I don't think it's worth it with that low amount of farms.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. It feels like a pretty weird build-up in general. Up very early.
I think he really wanted to forward, and as you mentioned earlier, I think the early scout from Paladin made them think that Aztecs was flank, and he felt that he has to forward the Chinese player, who then would be pocket.
Yeah.
And when they discovered it, he changed his mind.
Yeah. So just a very actually basic question. Isn't like wheelbarrow not as efficient percentage-wise for Aztecs as for other civilizations?
Yeah, that's true. I can't tell you the exact numbers, but since they already carry more, it doesn't make such a big impact. And since their farming works a little bit, different.
Okay, Paladin clicked up now as well. Yannick actually coming around with his 2 scouts, but won't do too much here.
Well, Aaron's forwarding with the tower.
Yeah, sees, okay, this guy wanted to drush me and then go FC. Trying to deny that. And denying this stab of now. I did hear a villager die. And KD of China number 2 at the moment is 5-1. Even losing 2 villagers. And seems like Arrow seems to be pretty fine here. And denying that stable from going up.
Yeah, that's definitely a mistake. China number 2 should have just sacrificed the will and got the stable up, I think.
Well, he's at 650 food now, and I don't see too much coming up. And now he's sending a lot of villagers to the front, so that stable will indeed go up and won't be punished by Arrow. Let's take a look if he is able to get in there. Just trying to be a bit annoying again. And that's a lot of idle villagers and not a lot of farmers working at the moment. And when Arrow gets his fletching in, I believe he's in a pretty good spot here.
Yeah, and keep in mind there is no pocket that can like save channel number 2 with a few knights. And the Arrow is on stone, so if he will tower the second wood of channel number 2, he is in quite some troubles, I think. He would be forced to take the wood like super in the north.
We'll see about that. Now going in with all his archers, trying to camp himself under the tower. Nice denial of the pyramid here in the chat. Yo on the way to Castle Age will be going for crossbows, as we can see at the same time. Janik going for some archers and trying to defend himself a bit. Turn number 2 finally up. Drush FC 1915. Not the most crisp build here. Oh, and saving that villager last second.
Yeah, I don't like Arrow's tower there. I would have preferred it right next to the blacksmith, right next to the wood.
Well, he
didn't scout that.
He is denying some farms and is opening himself the opportunity to always go into that wood line, so the wood won't be safe anyways. He maybe should be adding some spearmen now, since he knows that his enemy is up and he is going for stables. Would be a good option if you ask me. Now trying to fight down with, the archers here with some villagers, but jumping in with the other one. Pretty nice move here again. And yeah, the wood line needs to get pulled here. Yo at the same time going for crossbows and the +2. Let's see, Yannick has a small timing where he can do minimal damage, but needs to go back now. Next tower and so many farms tonight, but nice amount of resources now for China number 2. Look at that, 400 food, 600 gold, so he will get enough knights out. Only 31 villagers, but even going for a +2 instantly, he will clear that up pretty easily.
Yeah, Arrow should have added some spears.
Yeah, but some spears, I believe he
would have added like 3-4 spears. I think channel number 2 would be in real troubles.
Would he? Against 4 knights with +2 defense, I think you need like 6-7 spearmen even.
Yeah, if you have like 10 archers behind us.
It's funny, both pockets going for the full boom. It feels a bit like it will be pretty much a simple 1v1 because the pockets are deciding the game. Let's take a look here. Mr. Yo against Janik. He is falling back and is going for force archery range now. Let's see if he saw my micro tutorial I just did on the stream. And it seems like he's dodging quite a lot of shots and is buying himself quite nice time. Crossbowmen and botkin arrows out, and he's not even trying to focus down anything here. Just now getting another villager. China number 2 down to 29, but KD at the moment 18-10 will change heavily. And Janik holds. Behind 3 villagers, but should be killing that. And then he goes for archery ranges CA. Let's see what Yo can do and react there. He has 2 extra TCs, so the eco will be better for him. But the aggression should be pretty brutal here by our Hans player from the Czech Republic.
Yeah, especially if Yannick is trying to hit Paladin. That would be really great for the Czech team, because if he can delay him a bit, and Pascal is able to get free boom and flood everyone with eagles, they might be able to get the game.
Yeah, especially the timing just shortly before Imperial Age. So Skull should say, okay, I'm clicking in roughly 1 minute. Go and try to deny the gold spot of Paladin. That would be a beautiful team strategy here. But obviously tough to time. But a lot of CA now coming in. And I have still no idea. Even with Bloodline, so Janik is going for the full army.
And it looks like from where they're running, it looks like they're trying to hit Paladin. I like it.
China number 2 now trying to find the timing here against Arrow and is killing some of the villagers, going up to 28 to 10 kills now. The +2 defense is just so brutal here for those knights. Only 1 damage per arrow.
Yeah,
feels
Arrow
so tough.
desperately needs to get castle or make a lot more pikes or spears.
CA now in the eco of Mr. Yo, and he does not have a lot to defend, trying to do some micro but gets killed quite heavily, and his group coming around won't do too much. At the same time, Skull looks to be clicking up pretty soon, is now adding a barracks, has a monastery at the front, university being built. Paladin at the same time is already clicking up. Eco comparison is pretty similar for the two of them.
Yeah, Paladin has 1 TC more.
Yeah, but just added it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so 2 more villagers for Paladin at the moment, and 25 seconds up earlier, so a bit of an advantage. And now we can see Yo going over and could even snipe that 1 monk and maybe 1-2 villagers here, maybe even 3. And it's a monk, and that was it. Janik staying and raiding here, being annoying. Arrow needs to camp at home. He will reach Castle Age just shortly before the 2 pockets will reach Imperial Age, so his crossbowmen won't do too much. And then I'm questioning, how important is it really how well the flanks are doing, because the pockets are just deciding the game. Yeah, especially because they are going for archers as well. So actually China number 2 is the only guy who can somewhat survive against small eagle ratings. All the other flanks will completely die to even the smallest amount of eagles.
And those few expos actually are doing quite some damage from Yo on Skull. And I think at this point in the game it's really only about the pockets. Whoever gets out more eagles is able to raid the other one or deny some gold spots from the other one. Should take the game, I think. Skull is walled, that's what he's got going for him, but he's only one gold spot inside his walls.
Yeah, that's pretty ugly. Yeah, true. Nice observation there. 2 relics already in, and could get even a 3rd one behind his base if he scouts there. Paladin trying to go for some relics as well. Seems like he didn't scout them too well. And
something I want to say. Is also quite safe. He walled till Paladin.
Yeah, that's pretty nice team walls. It is palisade walls at some spots, but yeah, that's a nice team wall. And they're building more barracks, so maybe they can finish the whole team wall here. Big engagement here. Arrow again, China number 2, but he has +2 defense and bloodlines. I believe he will make short work of all those crossbowmen. They have a pretty nice positioning, but without any spearmen out anymore, that looks like a pretty clear cleanup. At the same time, villager count still 10 higher for Arrow. So if he continues playing like that, and now the first eagles are coming in, and it seems like maybe an overchop. No, not, but he needs to wall, and he needs to sacrifice all his crossbowmen here, I believe. Yeah, and he's doing the right choice.
If the eagles get in there, he's dead.
Oh, now the raid is coming in. Skull, Eagle Warriors, +4 defense, same for Paladin. Both going for forging, and Skull going for cartography, an upgrade that I absolutely love, and lots of top players are doing it way too late.
Yeah, especially in such a situation where you're pocket and can raid everywhere and help everywhere.
Yeah.
Should get it really soon.
Okay, then let's see. Janik still able to do some damage here against Yo. Trying to wall is Mr. Yo, and now needs to request some eagles indeed. Yo is axing that. And oh, beautiful move here. Yo trying to close the doors and trying to wall behind that, but anticipated by Janik. And yeah, he will deny that. But yeah, it seems like Janik won't get too many villagers. He's getting killed here at the left hand side. Right hand side raid maybe will get some more villagers, but he will get cleared up quite nice and early here. At the same time, still Arrow trying to defend at home. I'm not sure how much damage is he doing there. 7 damage output, 8 defense. So he's doing -1 damage.
And Paladin is having now quite a bit more vills than Skull. That 4th and 5th CC paid off.
4th and 5th? Yeah, true.
It is even getting a number 20, China number 2's gold. So he'll be able to build eagles forever.
Oh, that's true. But at the same time, Janik on the way to PLH, and if he gets onto Cavaliers, what I'm expecting, because he did or is adding more stables, then he should perform pretty well against all those eagles. At the same time, Yo is trying to prepare the aggression, is going for a siege workshop and has a lot of crossbows out. What should Skull do here at the moment?
Yeah, I think he should try to raid Yo. That's also what he's trying. He should have gone there earlier, I think, because as you mentioned, China number 2 can somewhat defend with knights.
White could shortly Mangle shot against Arrow. All the crossmen are super clumped up, and bam, what a big shot. And now they're basically preparing their own death. Aye. Magno shot, not even super efficient here, but yeah, that's pretty brutal. And as we can see, Arrow now full Titanic, dropping down to 55 villagers after after being ahead for such a long time. At the same time, Janik now struggling as well. Where is Skull doing his job, and where is he raiding? At the base of China number 2, and he's doing a pretty good job because China number 2 is playing at 1 TC and is dropping down to 38 villagers as well. So it's looking pretty bad for Arrow, but actually so much better than against his direct opponent.
Yeah, I agree. And Yannick now is Imperial, still has quite some economy. If he's able to clear up those eagles, which he should be, they are in a decent spot, I think.
Ah, it's so true. They get on to, yeah, Cavaliers maybe. Those crossbowmen of Yo won't do too much. What is he going
Eagles
for?
Eagles and Cavaliers will beat any army that Yo and Paladin can field in the next few minutes.
Yeah, and Yo wanted to build a castle in the face of Janik, and ZZ is now even taking the lead here. Oh, tell me, Peter, will that castle of Mr. Yo go up here on the hill? It's not that Janik has a lot of Cavaliers, not even upgrading them at the moment. Not a lot of eagles out. And I believe Skull should have enough, having +4/+war. And now Paladin going for Garland Wars.
Yeah, he should go back, and he's doing that. Yeah, both going for Garland Wars at the moment.
Nice. And China number 2 even losing more and more wilty at the very top.
Ooh, yeah, that hurts.
Want to say nice?
Yeah, I think having the Hun players so far behind could really make all the difference, because once Yannick has a nice amount of Cavaliers or even Paladins, in combination with the Eagle Warriors, it's going to be hard to counter them.
Carl trying to take more map control. Paladin doing such a great job of getting gold all over the map. Getting 2 spots here of Jibatong, having 1 extra gold spot in the middle, and even getting another extra gold spot off what probably was one of the gold spots of Arrow.
Yeah.
Ay. Okay, finally, +2 only for Janik. Cavaliers at 90%, and then he can start to really fight off here. Skull at the same time trying to get in against Mr. Yo, but that's not going to happen. Even closing the gate.
Yeah, since channel number 2 has basically no map control in this upper corner, they will also have trouble to start trade anytime soon, I think. The Chinese team.
Yeah, absolutely true. At the moment, Paladin is super fine with not going for trade because he has enough gold spots. But Skull is controlling the middle more and more, has Garland Wars now as well. And yeah, it feels like Janik can maybe steam over this game. Ooh. Why are the points?
Look at all the wills that Skull lost on the gold spot in front of his base, above his base. Dropping quite low on wills.
Oh yeah, down to 82 only here. Paladin is looking at a pop 140 with 60 Eagle Warriors. Or 140 villagers, so he's completely maxed out. Yo's now going for Chukunus, trying to go for Rocketry as well. And yeah, those will perform reasonably well against Cavaliers and those Eagle Warriors.
If he's able to mass quite some of them, and it looks like it, he has already 3 castles, they might be able to hold this.
We'll
Especially
see.
Since Paladin is really playing well. Look at the forward castle he's dropping on arrow. Really nice, securing that hill, securing the gold spots, basically both.
Yeah, and getting in over and over again here. Just so incredibly brutal. And sending in another raid against Janik, who is now on the way to Paladins though. But as we can see, Yo, Elite Chukunu, already Rocketry, and is going for the Halberd attack as well. So Janik needs help from Skull. He cannot fight alone.
Yeah, and Skull is only pop 140. He lost so many wolves. I don't know if they have enough.
Yo's at pop 160. Yeah, this game looked so good for ZZ, but at the moment, Yo's push seems a bit unstoppable. Paladin's 50% though. Skull coming in over to help, and they are setting up the trade a bit earlier. Then
look at Paladin's rating. He killed again like 20 wills from Yannick.
Oh, so such a great map awareness. Let's go into his point of view and look where he is sending all his eagles. He's having some at the top, endless amount of raiding over here, some raidings here on the left hand side, some raidings over here, helping out to defend over at Yo's side. He is just everywhere at the moment.
Arrow again losing a lot of wills and his expos. I'm not sure why he's still making expos against that amount of Eagle Warriors. But then again, what else should he do?
Defend and request help. Castles, I really don't know. Yo now pushing in, getting architecture. Maybe we can see bomber towers coming in. Skull now trying to take the big engagement. Yo needs to fall back here. Is he trying to take another positioning or what's going on?
That could be a nice fight.
Yo trying to kiss the mining camp or the stone mine here, but not the greatest ever. At the same time, look at the base of Error. Oh, it's a bloodbath.
Warming with Eagle Warriors. And channel number 2 is coming back into the game. He's upping to him. He has got his corner. He's dropped the markets there. He's found some gold. So he will be fine.
Top 80, indeed. The only thing is that he will be low on gold because Paladin's getting everything, but he's putting those raids on the map as well. Look at that. Getting 6 mining camps and only at 30 gold. So you can't really fault him for that. And even getting the spot that once belonged to Skull in the middle of the map here.
Yeah, I really want to see how much gold Paladin collected after this game.
Has to be feeling like double of Skull. Yo, going for bomber towers, going for C-tram, iron casting. He wants to continue his push and probably will lose that castle, but as we saw before with the architecture, that castle will hold for quite some time. Alright, what are the chances here for ZZ, Pedro?
I would say close to 0. They will be 3v4, 2v3 for quite some time. And it's against SY, so I don't see how they should come back into this.
Looking tough indeed. Janik trying to protect his traps here. He's trying to control the corner and get the trade running. For now, their trade is at 12, but SY's trade is at 13 as well. The castle is safe for now, as it seems. Janik even switching on to skirmishers here to defend against the army of Yo. Not the greatest scenario in a 47-minute trade game here in a 3-3.
Yeah, they're running out of gold way faster than the SY guys.
Arrow at the moment, pop 44, finally getting. Look, yeah, look at Paladin getting another gold spot here of Arrow at the front. Just so brutal where he's expanding all over the map. Yeah, I still feel like okay, we have a player in Imperial Age who's going for Paladins. Maybe he will do a better job, and maybe we can fight off all those Eagle Warriors and can kill the Tucanus, but
maybe they call the GG when the Paladin upgrade from China number 2 kicks in.
Are they seeing
but look
any...
at the push into Yannick's base. There's no way they're going to stop this.
Yeah, and GG caught indeed. 49 minutes, pretty entertaining because we had a very special scenario here with the Aztec's pockets. What made the big difference? Why did Paladin do so much more damage here than Skull was able to do, Pedro?
It's hard to say. I think he just played a bit better, had a bit stronger eco, I would say. And yeah, since number 2 was on Knights, they had maybe some way to def it a bit. I mean, he still killed China number 2. But I guess he lost more eagles while doing so. And yeah, I would say Paladin just played very well. He raided on so many different spots, killing tons of wills everywhere. So I would say Paladin made the difference.
Going up to 70 army in the end here, getting endless amount of gold spots, and maybe just having the bit better, cleaner build up there till mid castle age gave him the small edge to get some more eagles out, and then I believe the big raids against all the gold spots in the middle and at the side were pretty brutal against Skull as well. Let's take a look at the achievements, and the most important thing is gold count, and indeed 23k here for Paladin, 70k for Skull though, so not too low.
Yeah, I think Skull had quite some relics.
Let's take a look. He had 2, so that added 1.8k to his bank as well. And okay, then let's jump into, or not jump into the next game, but let's update the scoreboard. It's 1-0. And then we will see what the home map will be of CZ, and indeed it will be Migration.
Nilio boy, thanks for casting so many games. Keep going with your great work.
Be nice to see if SY maybe trained that map after losing that game. And if they adjusted their strategy. I'm also curious what strategy CZ will play. If they will sling the Viking player, or if they think the sling nerf was too strong.
Yeah, but we'll see. It also depends on who is pocket here and what civilizations they will actually pick. Probably Vikings, Persians, Japanese should be the pretty standards, but we have seen mixed in Huns, Maryans, Mongols as well here.
Yeah, I think anything but mains, Persians, and Japanese would be a small surprise. But especially with this new migration map where you always have 4 deer, you always have close sheep. I think Huns are quite a bit stronger than on standard Migra. So one of the big weaknesses, in my opinion, of Huns was that you could never play dog first. And sometimes on the old Migra, if you had your sheeps late, you kind of were forced to play dog first to have a decent start. So yeah, since that can't happen, Huns are actually quite an okay Civ, or quite a good Civ. Maybe they could jump in instead of Japanese or Persians.
Yeah, we'll see.
Definitely stick with Persians. I think Japanese is the weakest of the 3 standard civs.
Yeah, probably. Thank you so much, Horrible Doodle, by the way, for your resubscription, and it is a pleasure. I enjoyed a lot of casting those last 4 days even now, and the next weekend will be full of AOC as well. It's a good time to be an AOC fan at the moment.
It is.
And Peter, I'm super scared for Silver League at the moment. So many like 3rd and 4th teams in Gold League groups are looking incredibly strong. I really fear for us making it not into top 8 even.
I was just going to ask because I was basically completely away from AOC for the last week. Did I miss any games you recommend to rewatch?
Let me take a quick look at the brackets again. Finland A against Canada obviously was interesting.
Yeah, that one I just watched earlier.
Yeah. Let me see. China A against Argentina wasn't exciting. Brazil C versus Argentina A was nice from the outcome, but not really worth the games because it was super laggy. And I liked how USA performed against Brazil B, and how Brazil B performed. Probably Brazil B against Vietnam A, something you should take a look at as well. But wasn't as high of a level as I would have expected, honestly.
Okay, I'll check them out.
Yeah, and you obviously know the place to go, Pedro, for all the VODs, my YouTube channel. And I would say we are jumping into game number 2. And Pedro, explain why you said woo.
Skull picking Mongols. That's definitely a surprise. I wasn't expecting Mongols on.
I said it before, and all the teams actually picked Mongols before in the 4v4, since you can get that like 850 uptimes here, and yeah, that's pretty brutal as a flank. And we already saw a lot of punishments. Austria A picked it as well, and yeah, we will see how efficient that will be here. And he is having reasonable deers and a short distance.
Yeah, but instead of Persians, I don't know, I think Persians might be slightly later up than Mongols, but they still can also get some pretty sick uptimes and have a stronger economy. Same time.
We will
I'm
see.
not sure about that pick, but going to be interesting. Yeah, we'll see them. Heads up, the Mongols against the Persians.
What's the biggest surprise of the tournament for you, Neely? Probably Finland playing 2-2 against China EMA. Yeah, that's probably the biggest surprise to me. Andrew thinks that person is so much stronger as well. We will see. And I'm not really sure if I should listen to anyone from Germany A anymore when it comes to any thoughts about migration. So
yeah, I already say that Persians are, in my opinion, stronger, but only if you play dog first. Yo didn't play dog first, so yeah, that doesn't check out anymore.
Japanese pocket for both sides, and the Vikings Lux against Yannick. Extending China number 2 against Lux here. And let's see, it seems like Lux will play a defensive dog, and so will Yannick. Actually, a weird dog placement by Yannick here.
Really weird dog placement. I'm not sure what thinking there.
One good thing of having Mongols as well is, since your scout sees more, you're always instantly scouting deep fish on the water as well. So you never can build a super bad dog here.
Yeah, he knew that there was like this one big fish, but still, usually you still are way better off if you make your dock not towards the front island or not towards the main island. Because as you can see, he's having one big fish, but then, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd
Maybe
say he should be fine.
Yeah,
should be enough to get up, and then he will add new docks anyways.
Yeah, and Lux is playing it super defensively as well, so that won't really matter. And now the big question is, how much will the Japanese pockets sling here? How will they play it? What do you expect of CZ?
Of CZ, I expect that they will sling the Viking. That they will sling Yannick. Maybe in full sling. At least they will sling him to Castle Age, maybe both flanks to Castle Age. But I expect that even after slinging them up, Arrow stays feudal and like full slings the Vikings to win water. And will keep slinging till he wins water. And yeah, for FY, I don't think they will do that. I think they will sling their flanks. Paladin will sling his flanks to Castle Age, but then maybe go Castle himself. And maybe also depends how it's looking on Yo's side. If Yo's losing the Grush, maybe Paladin even will make water. It might be an option too.
Okay, then let's focus on this game and what's actually happening. It is Skull playing the 9-10 time, but Yo very quick as well. Yannick having a very good start, and his very or somewhat defensive dog won't really help him to put on the pressure. What was a big mistake? Why did SY look so bad against Germany B? What did they do wrong? Was it the sling?
Yeah, I think it was the sling. They weren't expecting the sling, and probably they also weren't weren't expecting to get a real challenge. So they weren't like super thinking about, okay, when do we have to sling who? Do I need to sling you up or what? They were just like playing as the game went, I would think. And yeah, then when they realized, oh, we are in danger to lose this game, it was too late. When you compare the Mongols and the Persians, take a look at their populations now.
Yeah, 2 more wolves and only 1 will later. And Yo is building the docks up front. Feels pretty safe with his uptiming at 9:34. Rightfully so, I would say.
Yeah, and the docks are also faster, so even if he's a bit behind, should have galleys soon enough to defend himself.
Yeah, absolutely feels like a Yannick building another dock here towards the middle island, and only his 3rd dock will be more to the front. Bit surprised by that, especially because his gold spots or his gold was super exposed, so he could never go for the defensive docks in the first place.
That's a bit weird. If he would have chosen to make a defensive dock, one would have thought he would take the one where he has the best fish. But yeah. You'll have to look. He doesn't really have a lot of fish there. He has 1 more at his middle dock, and then he has to take his front dock to fish.
Then it's getting tough. Now the micro here, Skull against Mr. Yo, who already is on 3 docks. Skull at the same time only now building his 3rd dock. The eco for Yo just so much better. I'm not even sure if Skull was able to research the wood upgrade.
Versions all the way.
4 lumber camps here for Paladin, adding more and more docks, is playing it with, I believe, 4 docks in Dark Age here as well. 16 fishing ship, 14 at the moment for Arrow, who is playing it with 3 lumber camps and way less efficient.
Yeah, he also loomed, so Paladin has another extra villager compared to him.
And 4 more villagers. Oh wait, okay, he is up a bit earlier, but still, it's like two villagers idle time there for Arrow. At least that's what it feels like.
Idle time. Paladin up to without loom.
Yo, now 4 villagers ahead here. Let me take a look, and even building the blacksmith. Do we see a blacksmith by Skull? Not yet, so Yo's advantage will even increase further.
Looks a bit weird micro from Lux there with Skellies.
Oh, a bit weird. I only came in when the KD is 1-1 and all his Skellies are looking super low.
I went in way too deep in my opinion.
Genic 4 dock production now continues. And I will switch into the point of view of Arrow and see on who he decides to sling and if he slings, because for now he's building the market with 2 villagers and only getting the wood upgrade. Isn't that the spot where you get the gold upgrade instantly as well?
Yeah, you could. I don't know. Yeah, with 6 builds, maybe you should get it. Maybe depends on how fast your flanks need the resources. But he's not making a blacksmith, so it's definitely gonna be a sling.
Okay, fletching now researched by all of the grushers except Yannick, who already has it. So no big advantages on that side. Yannick getting the full 600 food there. And even given more food and actually idling his CC to increase the sling. Not 100% sure if I like that too much here. And now Paladin going for the full sling against Lux. So it will be Yo against Skull playing the normal 1v1. And it will be the 2 Vikings going for the full sling. And both clicking up to Castle Age. Pretty similar timing. Is there a chance to punish the woodline tier for Lux? Well, he got 1 villager, maybe the scout sacrificing himself. Looks trying to buy himself a bit more time, trying to go for the repair, but ship off going away. Yo, at the moment 12 military against only the 9 of Skull. It's looking pretty dicey for him. Not 100% sure how he will be able to defend that. And you questioned the Mongols before. And it seems like Yo now up to Castle Age as well. Did he get the sling? Let's quickly go into the achievements. And Yo got 700 resources as well. And Skull 520. So they did sling the Vikings first. And now trying to push the other pockets up as well. Let's take a look. Skull is looking at reasonable resources here.
Yeah, and both still not adding a blacksmith. So I guess they will continue slinging. Paladin already transferring 1 will to make new docks for his fishing boats.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty sweet move.
Is the sling showing up on your? Because on my overlay it somehow seems to be bugged, so it isn't showing up.
It is showing up. We are seeing everything fine.
That would be interesting if they are slinging in like full hundreds or not.
No, they are just pressing control and
throwing away resources.
Yeah, that's true, but only Germany A and B already are on the top level and playing the new meta. Feels bad, man, for the rest of the world. Skull, by the way, now losing the water here, and it looks very good for Yo and therefore for his whole team, because now he has so many galleys left over that he could maybe even threaten Arrow, who already redocked as well. And that's a beautiful dock spot here for him, and he will get so much more fish out. Looks defending against Janik.
The right side is looking really bad. Skull is kind of dead, so as long as Lux will be able to hold against Yannick, this will be a tough game for CZ.
Agreed. We have 9 military here for Skull and 13 for Mr. Yo. But at the same time, Lux and Janik are looking at pretty similar numbers. Botkin Arrow, all the upgrades now kicking in for everyone, trying to take the big engagement here. Let me see, are they rushing onto some ballistics action? Lux actually instantly adding Monastery as well.
Yeah, he's probably still getting slung. He will go to Imperial directly. Like Paladin is staying feudal. So they are copying what they learned from Germany B apparently.
Yeah, indeed. And Janik now going for Carroneering, so he wants to take the big damage here together with ballistics in Castle Edge, really trying to force the issue. Let's see if Lux will allow him to take a big fight before Castle Edge, because he already is up to Imperial Age. Look at that, 2254. Yeah,
that's the time you need.
Not our Skittle timing with 27. I haven't rewatched that game, honestly.
Neither did I. Didn't want to get nightmares.
Okay, let's take a look. Lux on the way to Imperial Age. That's a big story of the game. And now we have Janik with the upgrades. He has ballistics and Carroneering, so honestly that would be the timing where he needs to do the aggression, but he's not.
Not sure what Arrow is doing. He made a blacksmith, but is still slinging Yannick as it seems. Yeah, Yannick up to now too.
At the same time, we don't see Yo really punishing on water. He's now transitioning onto land. And
yeah, he should make a few more ships and kill off Arrow's fish.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that he's
sticking around on the docks there so long.
Yeah, he is doing quite a nice job against Skull, who is trying to go for single fire ships now for the clear up of small raiding units. But yeah, Arrow even taking the defense in his own hand, built a galley against a very low HP war galley there. Janik up to Imperial Age as well, but a solid 80 seconds later, so there will be a small timing for Lux. He is doing the Carroneering defense now as well. They're just camping it out, and then I believe we'll just clash with 40 against 40 army pretty soon.
Yeah, but I mean Janik has pushed him so far back that he should be fine, just retreating till his own upgrades are there.
Yeah, think so as well. And Lux, so many war galleys, obviously tough to control there. Janik going back, and actually for a full, okay, everyone is going 6 dogs all in massacre. KD of 6-4 on that Viking side is pretty low, but that really shows you on how close of a level those two players are. Really knowing that engaging is not really a chance.
Yeah, nobody wants to fight under the enemy's docks. So.
Oh, and Paladin
basically just go back and
going with the LB10 timing. Not really, but double bit X at 24 minutes. God. LB10 did it in his game at 54 minutes. So.
Paladin deleted his DC. I'm sure that's the move to go.
Well, if you want to have more villagers in the middle, it takes less micro, so I don't really mind that. That's something else that LB10 did. I believe he really did watch those Austria A games and try to learn as much as possible from the 5th strongest player in the world, which is LB10.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, I still think Yo isn't getting enough out of his one water. He's just now finally killing some of Arrow's fishing ships. He should just have gone for a few galleys more, I think, and killed all that fish and blocked all that woodlands from Arrow. Yeah. Arrow basically has only 4 wills on the middle, so if he would just surround his island, yeah, he couldn't sling barely any resources.
35. army left
Gold
as
is
well.
reachable, the wood is reachable.
Maybe they felt like, okay, Yo would easily get cleared up in the moment that Viking is just sending, Yannick is just sending over some of the galleons.
Could be.
And Yo at the same time...
Maybe they also felt they were ahead and didn't want to take any risks. So he wanted to kill the docks first and then move on.
Well, I can see the reasoning behind that, but yeah, just split it off, and he did split it off somewhat. I think he just didn't go for the brutal kill, but the guaranteed damage. It's not the worst decision ever. At the same time, it feels like Janik with 48 military is looking a bit ahead against Lux, who needs to retreat, but still impossible to fight into that for Janik here. And now the big attack will be on land. Yo +2 defense, going for Siege Workshop and Bloodlines, and he's just smashing Skull on the mainland now as well.
Yeah. Is Paladin slinging Yo now, or is all his own eco?
Let's go into Paladin's point of view to see that, and Yo is sending gold and wood to Yo, and gold and food to Yo, and wood to Lux.
Yeah, I think this is quite over.
Yep, and indeed, when you say it's quite over, we see the GG timing here. And SY really doing their homework after seeing how they performed against Germany B there. Watching the wrecks of Austria A and really learning a lot. Slinging not correctly for now, but the strategic play was absolutely there. Slinging, doing the redogs here, deleting the TC, Japanese pocket, just doing a beautiful job here. And Yo, nice and early timing, winning against Skull on water, and therefore winning the whole game for them.
Yeah, well played by SY.
Yeah, Janik and Lux absolutely playing on par here. No real advantage. Small villager advantage for Lux. Military advantage for Lux slightly as well, but that would not have been important, and I think that would have been very even for quite some time. Let's take a look at the achievements and see how much they did sling. Paladin playing very peacefully here with 0 kills, 1 loss. Arrow lost some of this fishing ship, and the sling. We have 11k sent by Paladin and only 9.3k by Arrow. That's a bit surprising. 1.5k difference here, Pedro.
Yeah. Well, I guess some of it was from the fishing ships that got killed off. But I think he all in all also had like a more efficient economy on the one hand, and he already was a few builds ahead in Dark Age, so that probably stayed like this or even grew a bit more. So yeah, I think he just also had the better eco a bit. Paladin, that is. Even without the wood upgrade.
106 villager high there. That includes fishing ship, and 88 for Arrow. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, in the end, I think the deciding factor was that Yo killed Skull so fast. One could say the Mongol pick backfired a bit.
You could say that for sure, since you were very skeptical of those, of that pick anyways. Oh, and it seems like we are jumping into 4v4 action now.
Ooh, nice.
What did Paladin lose? Probably his scout on the main island. So 4v4 action. We don't know the whole map yet, but I expect something like Ghost Lake or Mongolia or something. Just very standard land base and just smash them down.
Yeah, I would think so too. If they really have like prepared a special home map, they probably wouldn't reveal the map in like against Czech, plus when they're leading 2-0. And
in the group stage. So 3 factors where it really is an indicator that they shouldn't go super crazy here.
So who's joining for China? China number 2, and for CZ, Ovenka.
Indeed. So getting the mixture here of 3v3 and 4v4 action.
Okay, I'll make a little bathroom break. Be right back in like 2 minutes.
Okay. So Pedro, how did it go?
Very well.
That's nice to hear.
So how are the standings in this group actually? I think about it, it's Group A, right?
Yeah, the standings at the moment are... That's the first game of CZ. We have Argentina losing to... I will just put it on the screen. Makes more sense, I believe. And it is China winning against Argentina before. Argentina losing to China and drawing against Brazil. Czech is playing now against SY this evening against Argentina, and Brazil didn't schedule any more matches just yet. I believe maybe they are. I believe they are scheduled for Saturday, like 14 GMT or something. Argentina against Brazil. Not 100% sure.
Yeah, still was that 2-2 from Argentina against
Brazil.
Brazil. Yes. This group is kind of open, so
yeah.
Even 1 point against SY might really help out CZ.
Yeah, absolutely. So Brazil C will play against China SY on Saturday. And I would say we are jumping into game number 3 here, the home map of SY. It will be Mongol's pocket here for Mr. Yo. On Ghost Lake, his flank will be Paladin with May, and other flank or other pocket is Lux with the Spanish. Flank Hunt, China number 2. So maybe perfect positioning. Some denial here of the steel arrow with the Eagle Warrior of his Mayans trying to defend. And we see complete mirrored civilization. China number 2 trying to help out, trying to take the eagle now. Lux seems like he's doing quite a good job over here. And positionings continuing. Spanish of Banker pocket, Hansgenic and Mongol Skull, but not 100% sure who's the pocket and who is the flank here.
Yeah, quite a weird map there for Genic. I mean, it's obviously at his pocket, but yeah, he's so close actually, and he's.
Look at that. He has a passing when it comes to.
Yeah, it's super weird. Plus, look at Yannick's map. Basically, like one of the most open maps I've ever saw on Ghost Lake for a pocket player.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal for him. Could get punished heavily here.
Yeah, but then again, Yo is really far away from Paladin. So maybe also Paladin could get in trouble if Gal is playing kinda aggressive. Then Yannick is super close to helping him out.
And Yo, being Mongol's pocket, doesn't really want to go for like 2 stables plus 1 full action here. And yeah, Arrow losing his Eagle Warrior after taking quite a bit of fights against Lux first, then against China number 2. China number 2 in the end did finish it up in even the line of sight of the TC. Do both teams still have a re? I believe so, yes. And Yo going for the steal as well. Paladin scouting that corner, and yeah, looks pretty good already for the China team. Getting a kill on the Eagle. Not even sure, did they get the boar after all?
I'm not sure about it.
Still 1 board to go for China number 2. Did he not scout that one? Oh no, he did not. Okay. Sending a villager out now. And no, the boar did run back. And Arrow's getting the 2nd boar now. Yo's getting the scout in for Paladin. Could be a pretty solid start for him as well.
Yeah, from the positions, I would say a bit better positions for ZZ, having both Alliances in the pocket, while China has both on one side and Mongols and Mains on the other side. So you usually want to have them on different sides to have a better combination, but still quite fine to have Mongols pockets also not the weakest.
Yeah, agreed. And yeah, if you can see where Lux should be able to build his stables, going over to Paladin to help out should not be a problem at all. Maybe you can make an argument that Yo will struggle a bit to get over to China number 2, but that's just things we need to take into consideration in roughly half an hour of game time here.
Agreed. Actually, I think we might see quite an aggressive game because I think neither of the teams can actually team well. Like in Yannick's position is, as I already mentioned, basically not really wallable. And if you look at Lux or Yo, they're also quite open in the front. So I don't think we will see team walls, especially considering the distances.
Like look at Skull
China
going
number 2
for
and Lux.
China number 2 and Lux. Yeah, that's very long, and I believe is Skull going for a late tower rush here? Looks like it. 1 extra gold spot here. Paladin has a defensive gold spot. Paladin did not scout those villagers and probably didn't scout that Skull is on stone as well. Skull long distance hunting here. Not 100% sure how efficient that will be.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's arriving kinda late. The barracks will be up. Paladin will be feudal. He can add maybe a spear or two.
Huh,
He sees
okay,
him, and he has to see him basically. Ooh, there comes the tower. No, I don't like the tower at all. I think it's way too far.
Yeah.
He needs like 2 more towers to cover the gold.
Well, he's building 1 more tower, so he's controlling the archery range, but might lose his scout in exchange. No, getting the scout away. Quite in time. Okay, now Paladin
saw it. He was dropping the second archery range just 1 tile away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with this death tower, he should be quite safe.
This looks so weird. Scout now trying to wall the archery range here. Not 100% sure if that's the best idea ever. Uh-oh, feels like Paladin will be in a good spot.
Danik.
Nah, but Yannick will be going for a lot of knights on the other side, and as we said, Yo is quite far away. At the same time, Arrow trying to fight off the M&A aggression here of Jibatong, who is playing it with an archery range later on, is controlling the whole front area, and even getting a villager. What is Arrow's plan? Is he Mayon's flank and is still not on gold? Looks like it.
Indeed, quite weird. He was on stone? Maybe he thought he was getting forwarded or something?
And Ovenka building the house, trying to stay safe. And whoa, that actually worked out way better than I expected. And yeah, scouting there helped out Ovenka last minute. Walling and only 1 archer out. 2 skirmishes, and looks Scout could actually do some damage here, but no, 1 spearman is still out and 1 archer alive as well. And now going for gold. We can see all 4 pockets on the way to Castle Age, so nothing too fancy in that regard. Tani upping with 27 villagers here, so your typical 28 plus 2 is not what you're playing nowadays, as it seems.
Yeah. Paladin is moving out now with a few archers. I don't know where he wants to hit.
Maybe hitting Janik would have been an option with that open map. Let me take a look at Yo. Did he scout Janik at all? No. Where is...
Yeah. Also, he's so fast up, he would have been safe, I think. Oh, he even goes for 2 stables with that faster uptime.
Yeah,
and be interesting.
Also, Yo is going for bloodlines and +1 defense here. So he, as a Mongol's pocket, is playing for full aggression. Interesting stuff.
And Paladin is walling himself quite a bit.
Doesn't want to get raided too much, and I believe a gate here in the back would have been better to allow knights in of Mr. Yo. But
I'm not sure how smart it is to go for like what Yo is doing for this heavy early Castle Age, because Scout will have a few towers at home, tower rushing, so yeah, there's usually can't do too much damage. Some early knights.
We will see Arrow trying to go for some blind aggression as well, but Jibatong seems to be behind stone walls and building a defensive tower, so he is safe. And yeah, seems like SY is in a lot of control. Ovenka at the same time, 2 stables, no extra TC before the 18-minute mark. Quite surprising as well. He's going for Bowsaw, no upgrades on the army though.
Yeah, they're playing really aggressive, I like it.
Oh, something we didn't mention yet, Lux is going for Conquistadors instead of Knights.
True. Then again, if it's Luke's Spanish pocket, you kinda have to assume he's going for Conquistadors.
Yeah, this guy is so crazy. Maybe that was the reason why Yo is going on so heavy knights to go over to the other side as well if needed. Not 100% sure, because he is not going there, and knights would help out so much here. I believe Dubatong in some troubles. He has a nice, very tight map. He's only now going for fletching though. Let's take a look how he will do. He's trying to wall off more. It will be
really
pretty clutch timing for him.
I mean, still kind of panic walls, but on a really smart positioning. He doesn't have his farms safe there, but that wall he wouldn't have gotten up.
Yeah.
So I really like it.
Trying to build another tower now. Probably, yeah, indeed, I believe that tower. And then he has 3 towers basically covering himself, or like overlapping so much that he will be super safe.
Arrow is bringing wolves. When he towers his wood, he's in big troubles, to be honest.
Let's see how that goes. He has 1 defensive tower at the wood line, so it needs at least 2 towers to be super efficient here. Sitting at 39 villages, Arrow at 36. Where we're seeing some ratings of Janik here against Yo. Yo trying to return the favor, and Paladin has quite a lot of archers out here.
Lix, by the way, with a forward siege workshop on Arrow.
Oh god, going for mangonels most likely. Interesting move by him.
Don't see that too often. And he's still on 1 TC at home. Adding a stable now, so he'll go full Conquistadors with bloodlines and everything.
Sweet stuff, sweet stuff. Having the +1 defense already basically finished, and now going for the first kills, and there's not much that Arrow can do. Therefore, Vanker needs to go over and save him. At the same time, Lux, look at that barracks placement, something we don't see too often as well, and he's just super safe. So if you want to attack Lux, you either need to kill a house first with 900 HP, or run through the castle.
Or you go through the gap that is right of his barracks.
Oh yeah, that would be the most easiest way, most likely. Team wall here for Arrow and Vanker, but now out of gold. Our Mayans player from Czech.
I like Arrow's towers. I like them a lot.
I'm not 100% sure here, but we will see. Costs him just so much time as well. But yeah, no wood in the back for Dubatong. So, but those 2 building villagers won't have the greatest field day.
No.
And yeah, if they come back home and talk about their stories, they will have troubles because, yeah. First they're dead, and second, it wasn't a great field trip at all. Okay, now let's take a look. Conquistadors +1 defense and Bloodlines +2 defense even on the way, and Monk healing in the back. Looks microing like a madman. Oh god. And look at that.
So much.
His KD now 25-4 and Arrows at 7-34. Losing houses now at the front, and he is in some troubles.
So brutal.
Yeah, not sure why they took that engagement without being Vanker around. It would have been the spot where Arrow focuses down.
He had some spears and some skirms. Actually, when they started, I was about to say, I don't know if that engagement is so good, but it was not like, oh my god, that's a super bad engagement. It looked quite okay. Trading skirms against Kongs is always good, I would say, but he lost it so bad.
Well,
and Monk and the micro from Lux.
But just remember, like Bloodlines and +2 makes us so much more as well.
I had +1 only when they start the fight.
Okay,
okay. I think it doesn't make a difference against skirms.
No, it doesn't.
Because they only make 1 attack plus their bonus damage.
Yeah, but you felt like some spearmen and Arrow might lose his TC here before he reaches Castle Age. And where is Vanker trying to come over now with a lot of monks getting Sanctity, but yeah, TC will go down, and that's never a good sign if you're playing a 4v4 and one of your teammates is losing his starting TC at the 26-minute mark. But another good bad sign is maybe Paladin trying to micro against those knights, and should be taking a pretty good fight here if Skull wants to take this engagement as well. Janik trying to micro, and both pretty indecisive, but Paladin had quite a lot of damage output for sure. Tibatong now coming over, is on the way to Castle Age pretty soon. Should be trying to focus down those monks now. And that's just...
As a wise man once said, conks are ridiculous.
Who was that?
Philip Violet.
Who? You?
No, the other Philip.
Okay.
Just a little joke.
Okay. Yeah, but he is right.
Yeah, they are quite strong in Castle.
Yeah, probably the most cost efficient, and just to control them is so beautiful. Paladin now at the same time trying to do some damage against Janik, but Janik has +2 defense. Where is Yo with all his army? Not having too much here, and Arrow typing to GG, and you saw the pause after Arrow said GG. The rest was like, yeah, okay, let's GG as well. And another very short game here, 28 minutes only, and yeah, the first Arabia game was the best and longest, but after that, 2 pretty clean swipes here. What did Arrow do so wrong, or did Ovanka do something so wrong that we ended up in this situation here?
Well, Lux just played super aggressive, right? He's still on... Okay, he has a second TC now. But if you look at his build count, he has like 53 builds. Ovanka's like 80 nearly. So I think maybe he should have added more monks earlier, or Ovanka should have added more monks earlier. But it's kind of tough to defend against conquistadors when they have like a crucial number. So yeah, I guess they would have needed to make more damage maybe earlier on when they had the army advantage.
Andrew just said, like, Blue's play looked absolutely like you would have played. Malian's flank, weird forward, random towers, and total Titanic after that, losing his TC. And yeah, I couldn't agree more. Other side, let's take a look. 82. So Janik was pretty even in there. So nice catch up by Mr. Yo. It's good. Scouts forward just felt so random. Saw one offensive goal, but did send his villagers way too late. Arrow, most overrated guy ever? I don't think so.
No, he's quite strong.
Lux 49-6. Pedro 10-58. I mean Arrow. sorry. 11:30 fuel age timing isn't the greatest ever as well. I think he didn't rush, right?
No, he didn't. I think.
Yeah.
He got. Lix was playing man-at-arms on him, and he was going instant archers, I think.
Yeah, not Lux, but
he wasn't on gold.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird.
Yeah. It was. Okay, and now the choice of the map for Czech out of Bedouins, Continental Cross, Ghost, Lake, Microphone, and Twin Puddles. You, as a disguised ZZ coach, what would you recommend them?
I think Continental.
Makes sense.
Yeah, probably Continental.
I think I would say the same.
It's a map where you can, if you win water on one side, or some guy didn't wall properly or something, you can always, beat a stronger team. Plus, I think water is more their strengths. at least compared to SY. They aren't bad on water for no means, but yeah. But yeah, maybe they could also pick something like Bedouins, which is a bit random.
Yeah, makes sense. Wow, really tired this morning. It's so weird. But yeah, I didn't get into bed very early
this
as
morning?
Well. Yeah. It's feeling like it's the morning to me. I really woke up very late. It was tough for me to make it 3 p.m. to stream. Holidays.
Sounds good. Yeah, so 3-0 the score. Yeah, I think that really could use a point to be in a better position against Argentina and Brazil C.
Yeah, but honestly, how they played here, I don't see them winning against Argentina.
I mean, the first game was kind of close. The Arabia 3v3 was the two at 6 pockets. That when it was really close in my opinion, and would have gone the other way if some fights or decisions would have been different. Mm-hmm. But after that, the next 2 games were a bit one-sided, so I don't think we should expect a win here now.
Okay, then let's jump into game number 4. It will be the choice, and it is twin puddles with actually interesting access to the water, and it's directly in the middle of the 2 teams. Let's take a look at the civilization choices we have. Mr. Yo pocket here with Mongols. His flank will be Lux the Spanish. Paladin with Mayan's pocket. We have channel number 2, the Han's flank. Jinghua not playing a single day today. And Janik, Spanish flank, his pocket quite far away will be Arrow with the Persians, Skull, Mongols, and Ovanka, Mayan's flank. The water will be very interesting here, and will be very heavily fought for.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that they went for Persians instead of Hans on the CZ side. Wouldn't have expected that.
Maybe they want to play the very long game here and felt like, okay, we want to teamwork quite a bit, and then no, I cannot really make my mind up. I think Hans is a better tip there than Persians. Maybe they thought, okay, we will always play against flanks, so we will go for a lot of crossbows, so we will take that bonus. And what is Ovanka's villager doing here? That looks like a sneak to me.
Indeed, but why would he?
It's not a crush. Oh, and Lux is instantly seeing it. Well, how? How did Lux see that villager instantly?
But why would he sneak there? I am confused.
Yeah, maybe wanted to.
Huh? I think.
Huh?
I think he didn't knew that Lux is so close there, and probably they had some training games where they got sneaked into their water, so they thought, okay, we wall our lake early so they can't sneak a dock in. But yeah, you won't be walling your lake on this map, I think.
Maybe try to wall the whole lake. to fish alone.
So that Lux can't dock in.
Then you need to send your villager early, so.
Yeah, but if you look at his scouting, he didn't see Lux's TC there, so yeah, maybe he read the map a bit wrong and thought the distance is a lot bigger. Indeed, quite weird.
And now sending another villager.
Titanic.
Okay. So no Vikings out. Yeah, and he indeed is sending another villager there to the front. And now with the help of Skull. I have no idea. Okay, so Janik is probably crushing so that Arrow can dock there as well. We don't see Skull sending a villager just yet. We don't see Paladin sending a villager over to the dock.
What's doing? Look at those 3 vills there. At the water. Getting some shellfish. I think he forgot his gathering point there or something.
Oh, now 6 on wood already, so the feudal age summon will be super sloppy as well. And yeah, I believe that looks like Titanic like error in the game before.
Not his best game, definitely. Or at least not his best Dark Age. Let's see what will follow up.
Yeah, we could do some random hyping like, Mayans don't need a strong economy, you can still make it happen. And you know, those 100 HP elite eagle warriors with Eldorado, they can be so deadly. But honestly, but yeah, Vanka is just having not the greatest day ever so far. And Skull is playing its scouts out of the middle, so I like that.
Yeah, but on a serious note, Arrow is the only pocket docking, as it seems. So that's something that they got going for them.
Yeah. But I assume Lux will win the water against Ovanka, and we will see Janik against China number 2, how that will go. And they're going for the team wall indeed. So boom into war elephants.
I guess he'll do knights. That fish. Not sure if it would be worth it to add a second dock. I think yes.
I think on twin pot it's not really. On cross I would say yes, but he's keeping the villager there. And Arrow's playing a 1046 as well.
Oh.
But he's playing at fast castle. What?
What?
What is Arrow doing? Maybe
like
in all honesty, it feels like they wanted. No, I will take that back. I will take it back. Sorry, Pedro.
Like they wanted to confuse us.
Yeah, that's what they achieved for sure. And yeah, Lux wanted to try to get the walls up, but realized that's a bit too much. It feels like a sling, right?
Well, I don't see why version pocket with fish should sling, but like from the uptime and having 4 gold and wanting so much, sling would be the only thing that would make sense.
But who will he be slinging? Double Kongs. He will sling Janik on triple Kongs.
I would love it.
But that's not going to happen. Oh, now he's sending villagers on stone. Janik, we will see it here. Guys, you will see it here first, since I have 1 second less delay than Memp. Triple Kong strategy being played by ZZ.
But there's no market, but Arrow isn't...
He doesn't have a mill yet. That's why the market is delayed. And he's... Oh no, he's crushing! He is crushing!
He's crushing, huh?
He is crushing at the pocket. Damn, how stupid are we?
What,
damn!
What stupid? Up
okay.
Fast, he
has not a single farm. He's only on wood and gold. He's having 3 dogs. He's not adding more fishing ship. What is he doing?
Where's the market?
No farm.
Okay.
Maybe we can focus on the game again. And forward by Ovanka. Just as expected. Beautiful execution here. And now Arrow confusing himself as well and losing a lot of HP on his galleys, trying to go for the repair and even asking Janik for the repair as well, as it seems. Look at that, Janik will help repair those galleys. Ah, that's nice team play. Yeah, me likey. Okay, so no castle,
Janik will
so
go for Kongs.
Yeah, we did. So that's the question is 2 or 3 castles.
I'm sadly predicting only 1.
Ovenka so much earlier of an uptime, but didn't build a single galley here to control the water.
I would have liked Knight so much more, I think. Look at channel number 2, he didn't wall anything, and Paladin is going for plumes anyway as pockets, so I don't think Kongs will be so effective.
Not out of 1 castle, that's true.
Ooh, but Paladin is having a hole there. The scouts from Skull are coming in. Could get some nice pickoffs there.
Oh, let's see. 4 full HP scouts as it seems. I believe not even getting a single villager.
Good. But he had to leave them Llama Cramp.
Yeah. And Waters won here by error.
Yeah, and Ovenka, it seems that Lix isn't doing any galleys. So Ovenka is winning with his 1 galley.
Yeah.
Hype?
CZ leading here at the 15-minute mark, winning 2 waters, being annoying on the land, killing even 1 villager here. But yeah, Skull not up to castle age yet. A weird mining camp, if you ask me, and a weird lumber camp.
He's quite dead.
Well, he has 3 farms, not a single villager on gold.
Had a bad. Okay, he's up to castle. He has 800 stone already, so he will get up his castle, but
We'll see. That tower could have been a bit more aggressive as well towards the stone there.
Yeah.
But, well, yeah, 1 defensive castle will always do a lot.
Not having that many wills at work at the moment. I think it's 3.
Oh, he has 24 villagers overall. So, yeah, looks pretty punished. Now Skull is coming over. Let's see where the castle is coming. At the front, securing his gold, and yeah, that castle will go up. No problemo.
Yeah. But he won't be making too many conks, I think, in the near future.
And China number 2 lost the water against Arrow. No double conks from him, no. That's, yeah, something I don't expect from him either. But now killing the militia, feels bad, man. Ovenka, let's see, he's super open at home. Not the greatest macro here. And didn't add more fishing ship, but I believe that's the right choice because fire ship will be out now.
Yeah.
Huh, okay, how will this game develop? Paladin should be building his castle now any second. First Kongs are out. And I believe China number 2 will not finish those walls even if he takes 10 villagers. And even then, more Kongs will be coming
Paladin
in.
Went for the east first, it seems,
yeah,
and then the castle.
Yeah. Indeed, the eco approach.
That was a good idea, considering his flank is still open and has no army on land.
He will lose quite a bit. Indeed. So let's see what he will be able to do. 90 galleys kind of an overkill? Yes, but he had 19 galleys when China number 2 still had 10 as well. So he didn't overproduce 19, he overproduced
like 2 or 3, maybe 4.
Yeah, indeed. He just won super convincingly, and the rest of the army did go for sniping fishing ships. Okay, that will be so tough for China number 2 here. And yeah, indeed, they did go into that scrappy game that we wanted to see of them. Looks now with Kongs though. Let's see how he will be able to control them.
Yeah, Ovenka will be in quite some troubles. But he's having some towers at home. I'm still doing okay.
Should Janik focus on doing some raiding against Paladin now as well, or should he just stay and try to delete every single villager, or to kill every single villager of green here?
Not sure, since Paladin doesn't have even the +1, and Yannick is like +2 death and bloodlines. I think he should try to raid Paladin. Then again, channel number 2 has no TCs, has no towers. Okay, 2 towers now at the gold. So like his wills are like free pickings, and you never know what you get at Paladin's base. I don't see where he could easily pick off wills. Maybe at the gold, but yeah, he doesn't have all that scouting info we have.
Yeah,
I think it's a okay decision. Maybe good. Yeah.
Paladin trying to help out
it's a
now.
Bad fight there for Paladin.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised as well.
What the hell? He doesn't even have fletching.
Yeah,
against
just
2+2.
Yeah.
It was doing 1 damage.
That didn't work out too well for him. And that means green just lost, I don't think another villager, but still losing so much more. And that means Arrow should be pretty well set up to go for an incredible boom here as well, right? Completely uncontested.
I think it's looking really good for Czech now.
Yeah, they're heavily leading in points as well.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, 500 points. That looks a lot, especially early in the game. But quite some of those points are kills of galleys from Arrow, plus Arrow's galleys, plus the fishing boats that are getting less and less effective. So yeah, I wouldn't overestimate that point lead.
Okay.
But still, they are applying the pressure, and Skull is having a pretty free boom now after his scouts. And same goes for Arrow after his Grush.
We have Mr. Yo at roughly 60 villagers though, and that's the Mongol's pocket. And he's not having any water control here. And Arrow should be catching up quite nicely, having 23 fishing ship. And as we said, not too efficient, and I believe he overproduced fishing ship even there. But...
But with basically like 2 players from China that are really delayed, which is Lux and China number 2, and only 1 guy from CZ that is really delayed, which is Ovenka. So I think like the next 15 minutes or something, it should be more of a 2v3.
I'm a bit surprised that Lux didn't go for any raidings yet. Yeah, that's the first time he is ever going out. Did fight for such a long time against Feudal Age archers, and could never really put on the pressure against Ovenka at home here.
Yeah, well, he didn't really have much of an economy to produce more than those few conks.
Oh, but he didn't use those, I mean. I'm not questioning the amount, but the usage of those conks.
I don't know, maybe he was afraid that when he leaves his gold gets towered or something. But, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Lurks continuing the raids now, and it's looking quite reasonable. Skull is coming around though, +1 defense and bloodlines. I think he can take this fight.
Yeah, he definitely should.
Tower is out, lots of Kongs already lost HP.
But he doesn't have the speed upgrade yet.
And Arrow up to Imperial Age. That was a very short castle age for him. And yeah, has 3 TCs running here. And that's a strong pop 110. But a lot of wasted pop obviously here. Should maybe even delete 15 of those galleys if you ask me.
Yeah, definitely.
Kongs continuing to raid. Paladin finally with the +2 attack. Starting to do some damage here.
Yeah, it seems like Paladin is going for plumes, which is, yeah, the natural choice, I would say, against Kongs. But yeah, he won't do too well against Cavaliers or Paladins from Arrow.
And especially with +2. Yo and Lux now trying to push over, and Skull, the only guy defending on the right hand side. He's going now for the +2 defense. Oh, Venka still with the so heavily suicided attack there, only at 34 villagers himself, and not having any fish control.
Yeah, the question will be how well can Skull hold them off. I think it's pretty obvious that the Yannick on Arrow will kill their side if Paladin doesn't get any help from Yo or Lux. But yeah, same goes for the other side, the other way around.
Yeah, Ovenka now reaching Castle Age, should be dropping some villagers here to get the stone, and then will build a defensive castle. And I believe then he won't really die. Depends a bit on where he builds his castle. What is a good spot? I believe I would build it super defensively.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe behind the DC where there's the house where the camels are patrolling.
He's building it even more defensively here, protecting all his wood, gold, and stone.
Yeah, it's okay. This is missing.
Well,
that just. I like that too.
Well, okay, but he's just accepting to not get any villager production for the next 5 minutes because he will sacrifice all the farms.
Yeah, I think he's just not trying to delay as much as he can. Buying time for Arrow and Yannick to win the game. Oh, look at that nice landing there from Arrow.
Ooh.
And that's going to hurt China number 2.
Do you think so? Oh, Cavaliers +2, +4 finishes now as well. Getting 1 convert in, but that's it for now. And that's looking pretty ugly here. And Market is used heavily, but no slinging. Skull is already on the Mango attack even, so he won't really defend here in Castle Age. You're on the at the same time going for a lot of camels, only now having his first castle up. But yeah, channel number 2 doesn't look too great in this game here. Castle Age plumed archers against Cavaliers with +4. Look at that, heavily outnumbering, but still not getting the kills in. Venka losing his starting TC, and yeah.
Yeah, Arrow and Yannick or both should add rams. And if they have enough rams, I think there's basically nothing that can stop that army composition that they have there. Maybe heavy camels from Yo, but You going for that? Yeah, he is.
Okay, heavy camels on the other side, but that means that Skull should be getting onto his Elite Mangodai choice here quite nicely as well. Venka trying to get a TC up again. Don't like that Lux didn't add more fishing ship here on his small pond. And I believe Arrow could have went for more fish traps as well.
Traps, yeah.
Uh-oh, more villagers going down, and Green is really out of the game. Look at that, building an own arena for his stone income here, but now deleting the mining camp, trying to save every single villager. Oh no, that's only because he wants to increase the HP on that wall. Arrow will get the stone spot off Green, so looking pretty nice for him. What are the ways, Pedro, for SY to come back into this game?
It's tough. I think they'll... Yeah, the heavy camels from Yo maybe, if they get a good engagement, but he doesn't have the numbers at the moment.
And not having the +4 defense for the camels in general really hurts as well against the Kong numbers. Is it maybe an option that Yannick Yeah, he's taking on Elite Kongs, and I like this a lot. I think going for Paladins as well would have been a bit of an overkill.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine choice, I think. Oh, and the only thing they're lacking a bit is Rams, in my opinion.
Good reach. We see a lot of axes.
It looks really good for them.
Yeah, getting the kills in against Lux. Conquistadors here as well. He is going and will get some converts. Only normal Mangodized Arrow is getting the Paladins and one convert and microing back. What a beautiful move here by Lux. His micro is really, really on point here.
Maybe they can come back if Yo goes fully on the other side, helps with camels, and later Mangodai, and Lux somehow holds against Skull, but he shouldn't be able to hold against the Mongols and Imperial with the lead
120 popping, 120 builds against 60 as well.
Maybe some miracle conversions, but yeah, I don't see how.
40 times. 40 times miracle conversion. Okay, Halberdiers and Camels. And oh, very good positioning here with the Conquistadors, and yeah, the ward's really working against SY here. Now trying to take the big engagement. Conquistadors in the back doing so much damage. Paladin upgrade still 30% away. I believe that has to be the GG timing here. Paladin needs to know, okay, we lost all our army here. Maybe, well, but they lost everything and they cannot really replenish it, I would say. Yeah, they killed all the Paladins or all the Cavaliers. That was good for them. Well, if they get the second trap, they're buying themselves quite a bit more of time.
Yeah, and I think they spent way less gold than Z did.
I agree.
I mean, they're still way behind, and I still think CZ got this. But I think the fight was quite okay for them.
Okay, Venka now coming over.
The alternative would have been to go back and let the castle die, and yeah, then a minute later there are 40 paladins instead of 40 cavaliers.
Yeah, probably the best fight they could have taken. Just felt it would have went a bit worse even, but yeah, the positioning was just very good, having all the upgrades. Yo, not having elite mango dice just yet, is getting all his castles up, and yeah, Skull completely upgraded here. Yo is going for elite mango dice though now.
Map control. Still missing rams on both sides.
Yeah,
on both
into
sides
green.
Missing rams.
Yeah, but Skull will now go for more rams, but only at the only spot where there are stone walls and mango dice. So yeah, probably worst placement there, or like choice of going for the push. But Janik should have so many Kongs there. I don't see how Paladin has any chance of ever holding that. He isn't going for 40 plumed archers as well. Look at that, Kongs are going in now. Only trying to snipe the traps down and then trying to retreat most likely.
Yeah, it's looking really good.
TZ seems to be taking a game here. And that even with 4v4 after we said 3v3 is... Yeah, they're stronger matchup, or they're stronger settings, I would say. And Paladin's KD won't increase too well here. Well, he's taking some fights against the Paladins now. Elite Mango dies, only missing the last upgrade, but they're in the last row and they will still do all the damage. And that's actually a pretty good fight, and now Conquistadors are losing a lot of value if all the Mango dice are out. The only thing is, yeah, we need to Skull to heavily F up here and not do any damage. But those Mango dice are just doing wonders.
Yeah, they're so strong, especially if you have like here some Haupt meal shield in front of them. Just deal so much damage.
Oh, Yo needs to retreat here. We see China number 2 trying to come back.
Paladin going for Arrow, he's got all the gold from China number 2.
Yeah. 2 extra gold spots there, and so many castles. And it is 5 castles out, 6 castles out for Janik. So that conquistador production is pretty strong as well. And I'm a bit surprised that SY is playing this for so long.
Then, so do I. Just look at the populations.
Yeah, okay, maybe Yo thinks, okay, I have elite Mangudais and my enemy isn't using his elite Mangudais to full efficiency just yet. But Skull, look at that. SO out pretty soon, and then Yo won't do much with his Mangudais anymore. But yeah, the trade will be gone.
If he loses the castles there in the middle, then it's over anyways. There's like 4 castles and 3 of them are there. Threatened right now from Skull. So yeah, I think they'll call the GG when once 2 of those 3 castles are down.
Okay, Skull now trying to raid here, cutting the trees, and okay, 2 out of the 3 castles. You say? I say they resign earlier. 1 castle. Oh no! The second castle is getting attacked. Okay, no, then this might be a reasonable timing indeed. And yeah, castle number 1 down. Castle number 2 is trying to get defended, and those rams. I'm at 47.
Oh, I'm at 47-15 now.
Yeah, so am I. 1 castle is getting trapped, the other one is getting rammed down, but it's defended now. Yo needs to go back, and yeah, Paladin just not having the buffer anymore here at the front, and that's a big problem. Lux switching onto Cavaliers, having the +4 defense pretty soon, but it is just an incredible uphill battle.
Look at the castle from Yannick there, basically nearly in the trade line already.
Yeah, and it's not like they have endless amount of trade. They have 22 and they are facing 29, so not even in that regard they're super ahead. And just remember, Persians, we can still see elite war elephants. I'm a bit disappointed by the kills Skull is getting here. Like, he has elite Mangudais and SO out for quite some time and has basically half the kills from Mr. Yo. So really not using...
He's not fighting, he was just grabbing the castles there, but he could have been a bit more active, I agree.
Could have went for way more rams as well, but yeah, he got the castles of the Mongols players, so they're winning that way as well. Yo, I believe, had only 2 castles now. Lux is coming over, he's getting onto Paladins as well. The SY guys are doing everything correctly, I have to say, but still, the advantage is just too big. Conquistadors now in the trade, there's no chance of ever getting that back, and remember, it's 5 times gold against 3 times gold since Shibatong had to give up all his gold here to Arrow, who's just producing so many paladins. And Yo is holding this side, it's so ridiculous. They are holding this, and they're clearing up the trade rate. SY, it feels like they're playing it so much better here in late Imperial Age, or mid Imperial Age I would say, but the advantage was just so much bigger for the ZZ team so much earlier.
Yeah, they're taking the right decisions, but yeah, the CZ isn't doing too much mistakes, so they don't give them
beautiful move here.
Enough chances to come
Sorry
back.
for interrupting you, and they're cutting the wood here against Lux and going in with a lot of elite Eagle warriors with Eldorado. That's a deadly unit, like we said at minute 4. And he's winning the game with that raiding move. We predicted it, and that was the plan all along.
Those warriors are cheaps. Mains don't need economy.
Yeah, indeed. With only 105 villagers, he can still do the damage. Raiding all over the map for the beautiful game by Ovanka. Here, absolutely winning the whole for the whole team and giving them the win here for the 3-1. Wow, Skull is playing it Okay, where's Skull's army? Oh, that's a pretty scary setup here on that hill. Let's see if they're
not enough mango.
Oh, killing a lot of his own traps here, and those paladins are clearing that up.
Yeah, I think he really should have just pushed with the other guys. Mangudai would have been so nice there against the halberdiers and everything.
Yeah, or just 2 SO.
Yeah.
Finally the
weird
push.
that he's trying to push there by his own when like one screen above. His mates have a really nice push close to the trade.
SY is refusing to die here. They're playing this so much better. I'm really shocked how CZ is playing this.
Yeah, I agree, but on the other hand, to look at the population, they still...
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but it's still shocking. Nice conquistador push for Yannick.
Oh yeah. Gonna get in on Green's base there again.
There's not much to defend.
Yeah. Now there would be a good time to call it.
Yeah, I think so as well. So going forward, that looks like they have drill. And another try of taking that hill. And Yodit sling Paladin. The guy with Mangudai is giving this resources to the guy with Halberdiers. Feels a bit weird. And another push into the trade here, and this has to be the GG moment. No army around. Paladin is sending very small numbers of armies in. Trade has to be completely raided. The push is still here in the middle, and indeed Joe is calling it GG, and CZ is taking a win here. 3-1 overall, and we will see more of CZ this evening playing against Argentina. Pedro, predictions for that? Argentina against CZ.
I'm not so sure. I just saw earlier for Argentina, Gary and Juan didn't play against.
Yeah, they won't.
Against Brazil C, and they won't play here neither. You say?
Yeah.
Then I think those will be pretty close and interesting games.
I think so.
I would
as well.
predict something like a 2-2 or a 3-1 for Argentina, but I think everything is possible there.
Yeah, I think so as well.
So this game's well played. The last game from CZ. I
really the first one as well.
Their strat, I really think their strat was just better. And yeah, even if we couldn't spot it.
Yeah, and Ovenka played a beautiful strat there.
Yeah, actually, he made the best out of the situation. I think he was really behind in Dark Age, but by forwarding and kind of suicide tower rush forwarding, he delayed Lux nearly as much or even more than himself. So yeah, that was a really nice save, I think.
Yeah, thanks as well. And yeah, I was super behind, but at least took Lux out of the game as well. Big mistake there. I believe that Green didn't get his walls up after he crushed and then got raided.
Yeah.
Especially if Paladin cannot really help him out too well there. So the big question is,